The mouse thinks it's escaping the cat. But what if they're both trapped in the same game? Everybody understands the cat and mouse game. The cat chases, the mouse runs. Simple. One hunts, one survives. One appears powerful, one appears vulnerable. But look closer. The cat crouches low beneath the table, eyes locked forward, body perfectly still except for the twitching tail. The mouse freezes near the wall, tiny heart pounding, every muscle listening for movement. One is activated by pursuit. The other is activated by escape. And the strange thing is this: both come fully alive inside the chase. That's the part almost nobody questions. The cat seems free because it hunts. The mouse seems trapped because it runs. But what if both identities secretly depend on the continuation of the game itself? Because what exactly is a cat with nothing left to chase? What happens to the hunter when pursuit disappears? And what exactly is a mouse with nothing left to fear? What happens to the survivor when danger vanishes? Suddenly, the entire structure starts wobbling. Because now the cat is no longer just a cat. Now the cat becomes the identity built around pursuit. And the mouse is no longer just a mouse. Now the mouse becomes the identity built around escape. The cat needs movement. The mouse needs tension. The cat needs the possibility of capture. The mouse needs the possibility of loss. Without the chase, both identities begin losing psychological shape. That's what makes the game so deep. The cat thinks it's chasing the mouse. The mouse thinks it's escaping the cat. But the real thing being protected may be the game itself. Because the chase gives both sides purpose, orientation, identity, function. Without the game, something terrifying appears. Stillness. And stillness is dangerous to identities built from motion. That's why the cat and mouse game is much bigger than animals. It shows up everywhere. In prison systems, in politics, in media outrage, in relationships, in self-improvement, in spiritual seeking. One side pursues, one side avoids, one side controls, one side resists, one side attacks, one side defends. But underneath both roles sits the same hidden dependency, the continuation of the chase itself. That's why many systems never fully resolve, because the visible problem is often secretly sustaining the invisible identity. Take away the enemy, and the self starts shaking. Take away the conflict, and the character starts losing definition. Take away the chase, and suddenly the mind must confront something much deeper than fear. Emptiness. Silence. Stillness. And maybe that's the real terror. Not losing the game, but losing the identity that was built inside the game. Because many identities are not built from truth. They are built from reaction. I am the one escaping. I am the one pursuing. I am the threatened one. I am the protector. I am the victim. I am the survivor. Every role depends on the opposing role to remain psychologically meaningful. That's why people unconsciously recreate the very things they claim to hate. Not because suffering feels good, but because familiar struggle stabilizes the sense of self. The mind becomes addicted to movement, chasing, avoiding, defending, escaping, seeking, becoming. Constant motion prevents deeper questioning, because if everything became truly quiet for even one moment,
something shocking might be revealed. The separate self may have been constructed out of pursuit the entire time. That's why peace can initially feel uncomfortable. Not because peace is painful, but because peace interrupts the machinery that keeps the character psychologically active. The ego thrives on opposition. It needs something to resist, something to fear, something to chase, something to escape. Without opposition, the structure begins collapsing inward. And maybe that's why the cat and mouse game continues forever. Not because one side is winning, but because both sides still believe they are themselves inside the chase. The cat fears starvation, the mouse fears death. But beneath both fears sits something even deeper. The fear that if the chase ever truly ended, there might be nobody left to play either role. The cat thinks freedom means catching the mouse. The mouse thinks freedom means escaping the cat. But what if both are still trapped for as long as the game continues?